It's been 2 years, huh? Time sure flies. I've been having so much fun. Back then I talked to myself, but I decided it's time to share my wealth of knowledge and pay homage to the culture that made me. Hip-hop really did save me. Thank you to everyone who joined the Twitch stream last night. Even though there was major issues, I appreciate it. It's the best we could do considering we can't actually be in public celebrating the birthday. Anyways, in the link or in the description, there's going to be links to petitions you can sign and places you can donate to. There's also in the description a new shirt. This shirt, like all the profits for it, are going to go directly to Hip Hop for Change. Hip Hop for Change. And check their website out for a better description of what they are, but they're basically a nonprofit in Oakland that uses hip hop to help educate. They also are working to kind of break down any negative stereotypes about hip hop. Getting into the news though, there's a bunch of random things. So, first of which we'll touch on. Apparently, Hurricane Chris got arrested for second-degree murder last week. So the story is that, well, according to his people, he shot the man because he was afraid that they were gonna steal his car. So he's claiming self-defense. But the surveillance footage shows that it wasn't self-defense because there really wasn't, or well, at least they couldn't see anything. But also that the car was actually already stolen from Texas. So there's that. Moving on from that though. Apparently on an Instagram live with Busta Rhymes and Swizz Beatz, Bus was playing a song that he did with Drake. And for some reason, Swizz called Drake a sissy boy. Oh, sorry, pussy boy. The next morning when he sobered up, he apologized, but that's kind of a big mess up. Seeing as you're someone who's fairly large in the community, you shouldn't be saying these things about someone else who's also big in the community. All right, well, moving on from that. Remember last week when I said that Kodak's sentence was probably going to be shortened because he was going to go to rehab? Turns out that's not happening anymore. So all those plans got canceled, and he basically is going to serve the rest of his sentence as normal. Speaking of random news, I'm sure you've seen it by now, but Ja Rule did a video of him basically, like, it is basically an advertisement for Christo's Greek Deli. And everyone immediately started clowning him because it looked so fun. And, like, just not serious at all. And it turns out that this wasn't really them hiring him for it. He just kind of took it upon himself to do it. And apparently he's just kind of doing advertising in general for businesses affected by coronavirus. So that's pretty cool, actually. Although I kind of wish that he spent a little bit more time trying to learn how to pronounce the various foods that he tried to pronounce. On a sadder note, this morning I found out that the person that brought us Pop, Lock, and Drop It and Walk It Out was shot last night. And he is now dead. Rest in peace, Huey. I mean, personally, those two songs alone were pretty big. Pretty big back when I was growing up in like middle school and high school. So I have fond memories of those songs. But it happens. Moving on. Kid Cudi announced this week that he's planning on starting his own podcast. And paraphrasing the comments on it, I can't wait to hear 45 minutes of him humming. But he also announced this morning that there is a Kids See Ghost animated series coming. And you're going to get Kanye and Cudi doing voices. So that's exciting. And speaking of Kanye, today's apparently West Day Ever. So he and Gap announced that they're going into partnership. Basically, the Yeezy brand is going to be in Gap stores, but it's going to be more focused on the lifestyle stuff. So it's like, basically, you won't expect it to be more expensive than Gap. It might be, but probably not to the same extent as like the typical Yeezy stuff. I just really like this because Kanye always said that he wants everyone to be able to get Yeezys, like Yeezy stuff. So going into Gap is probably the best way to do so. Plus, I just think it's kind of funny that he used to work at Gap and now he's working with Gap. He also said a bunch of other stuff on Twitter that I'm not really going to say because I don't know how much of it's going to happen. But I guess if you guys want to check that out, go to his Twitter. A few more things. So West Side Gun announced that Fly God is an Awesome God 2 is dropping next week, July 3rd. And then Eminem. So last year he did a guest verse on Conway the Machine's track Bang, where he called out really just Iggy Azalea. But then this week we got a leaked version of the track where he calls out more people, like Joe Budden and Revolt and Diddy. They did not like that. So Revolt responded with a tweet, "Fuck you too, Eminem." And then Eminem's like, yeah, so that wasn't supposed to come out. There's a reason that didn't come out, but given the times, let's not focus on that. There are more important things to deal with. And the last bit of news is from Rhymesayers. So there's been allegations surrounding artists from Rhymesayers, Prof and Dem Atlas. Basically allegations against them sexually harassing people. So in the thread, like the comment thread, there were people saying Prof is only being removed because of his association with DJ Fundo. But he cut ties with DJ Fundo about 4 years ago for these exact reasons. And then people are also referencing like, oh, well, there's these tweets like from 8 years ago. Is that why? And maybe. But, and then for Dem Atlas, they're saying that he tried to force someone to give him a blowjob, but then apparently they slept together the next night, which doesn't make forcing someone to do something okay. So I don't know what their thought process is. But anyways, my thoughts on this is that if these things weren't true, do you think they would have made a whole release about it? And do you think that Prof and Dem Atlas would be so quiet? Like, I'm pretty sure they've talked this through. Like, it's shitty, but if it's gotten to the point where the label's removing you because of these things, like, you probably did these things. You know what I mean? Anyways, releases this week. The first one I want to talk about is Grand Nationals, twice on Sunday. They are locals, Bay Area locals. Support them. I listened to the album like 3 times already, and it's solid. Reviews coming up this week too. Actually, this week is going to be busy for reviews, so expect more than one. The second release is from IDK. He dropped IDK and Friends 2, which, similar to the previous one, is like a compilation of just random, well, not random, but just tracks that he has done with his friends. It's not meant to be like thought of as a concept album or like a coherent project. It's just like a collection of songs. It's also like meant to be a soundtrack to the, I think, Basketball County. So don't go into this thinking it's just a straight up album. We also got a album from Video Dave. Video Dave, if you don't know, is really good friends with Open Mike Eagle. And during their quarantine radio that Open Mike Eagle's been doing, he's been on pretty much every time. So check him out. He's funny as hell. The other big release is from Black. He dropped 6 Piece Hot. It's an EP, which he dropped really just for his birthday. I think we're still getting an actual album later, maybe not this year, but we got something to hold us over. And then just a random track that I found, well, not found, but like random track that I want to mention at least, is from Guapdad 4000 and Denzel Curry, the little scammer that could. And I only wanted to bring attention to this because the video for it is super weird. That's all I got. Anyways, that's all I got. Please comment below with anything else that I missed from this week in terms of releases or just news in general. And like and subscribe if you want to see me talk about the news or if you want to see the reviews, because I do that too. Thanks. Stay safe out there.